everybody, this is Hackathon Chair, and I'm going to do a gear video. Woohoo! So pretty much, I tried to do a rain video today, so my stuff is wet, and it stopped raining, but I still got soaked, because that's how it works. So I'm going to go over the stuff I started with, and then what I kind of evolved into, and then what I ended up with. And it's pretty funny. Because it pretty much started out with, I want to look cool on my motorcycle. And then it turned into, I need protection, but I also want to look cool. And then I don't care what I look like, as long as I'm not getting soaked and I'm not freezing to death. So let's do that. First off, I will go over my backpack. This isn't a waterproof backpack, but it's big. And it's got padding on it, which has saved me on my off-road adventures a few times. It's actually got really decent padding in the back, and it straps across here. It's a little Fox backpack I got for my birthday once, and usually keep my cell phone, wallet, and stuff in here. Then this one's my tools, and then in here for rainy days I'll keep a bag with the clothes I want to switch to if I do end up getting wet, which I found out I don't get wet if I wear my gear properly, which is cool. I'll go over that. So that's my backpack. It's just a Fox backpack. Literally any backpack will do, as long as you use like a grocery bag. Just put everything you have in it in there and tie it up tight. You could even do 2 grocery bags if you're really paranoid, and you'll be set. Then I'll go over my helmets real quick. This is what I bought when I got my ATV. It's just a fly helmet with some Scott goggles. I was going for, I don't want to spend $1 million. This helmet's really light, and it matched my quad, so that's, 10 points there. I don't like wearing this on the street, even though it's DOT approved, because it just doesn't feel DOT approved. And if my head's hitting the ground, I'd rather have as much protection as possible, because the noggin's pretty important. So I rarely use that. If I do, it's probably for just like a 20-minute goon ride, and I don't feel like putting on my bigger helmet, which is an Icon variant construct, so you can actually see all the fibers and stuff they use. Pretty cool. The inside is really comfortable. When I got this, I was like, holy crap, this is nice, compared to the inside of this one, which is just some cheap padding, and you can feel the helmet right away. This one actually feels pretty good. Didn't use this for a while. It just comes off like I showed you in my other video, and it blocks a lot of wind noise and also keeps the wind from just flying straight up in there. It's super nice. Not very many places to put your GoPro if you're going to put a GoPro on here, so keep that in mind. A lot of people hang them from right here, which I might try sooner or later, but right now I'm just going with the side view. On here I have just the top, which works. I could probably fit one right here if I wanted to get kind of the same deal as my main helmet. This one's a lot heavier, I've noticed, but your neck gets used to it. Maybe when you first start riding, it's kind of annoying. So keep that in mind, that the more comfortable you are while you're learning how to ride a motorcycle, the better. So you're not worrying about, oh, my hands are cold or this or that. You're just worrying about riding on the road. This was a purchase towards the end of my old job, because I did a lot. It was 20 miles. But it was 20 miles of all really, really windy interstate highway kind of deal. So I'd freeze to death. And this thing is actually pretty cool. It's not really waterproof, but it's water resistant on the neck part. And it helps keep your head just a tiny bit warmer. So I'd get this if you're in a colder area and you just want to be warm. Because towards the end of my riding back and forth to work, I didn't care if I looked like a retarded ninja. I wanted to be as warm as possible. Which brings me to my next thing. which was staying dry. And I'm living in a nicer place than I should be because I'm stretching my dollar as much as possible, which, for lack of a better term, is retarded. But I really like this place, and I've been living in crummy apartments my whole life, so I was like, screw it, we're gonna do it. So my extra money for motorcycle stuff went from a pretty decent amount of money to nothing. So what this is, let's see if I can get the brand name here. It's a Technic. It's their rain gear. Whoops, just gonna throw it. And it was super cheap. I think I paid $25 for the entire set. It came with the rain pants and the rain jacket. And this rain jacket just goes over your normal gear. I literally could throw this rain jacket over that rain jacket and I'd be okay. It'd still be comfortable. It's big enough. And again, I went away from I need to look cool to I want to stay dry, because being wet and riding sucks when it's super cold out. So that's what I did there. So you can do it on a budget. And I just throw, if I'm going up on twisties or anything like that, I want a little bit more protection. And these aren't really for if I hit the ground. This is when, if I am going off the bike, I'm going to smash my legs in the handlebars, the side of the bike, or the bike's going to fall on my leg. I want this little extra protection for my shin and my knee. And this has saved me in my off-road adventures several times where I'm coming off a bike or something and my knee slams into the handlebars and I don't even feel it. So, I mean, I think these were $25 and they go over my normal pants and under my riding pants over there, which aren't really riding pants, they're just kind of like an overpant. So, I mean, that will give me half a second more of sliding on the street before it burns through to my jeans. So anything helps. Getting all mixed up here, so I'm just going to go down and then back up. Riding boots. There's lots of people who have street shoes or street boots, and I don't like them. I think they have too much flex. Although I'm literally riding a dirt bike with my Supermoto, so I went with a half boot when I got my ATV because it gives me that little extra flex for when I'm jumping around on the ATV and stuff. And these have lasted a long time. I've dragged the bottoms on the ground. I've had a fair share of close calls where these things have saved my ankle on the ATV, where like rolling over your own foot, forgetting that you're not on a motorcycle kind of deal. This sucks. This happened with my header. I was pretty much on the tank at the time, going around this corner, and I started smelling something burning, and sure enough, it was my boot and my pants catching. But these are really comfortable. They're easy to put on. You can walk around in these. I wouldn't do it for too long because most of your foot from here down can't move at all. But it does give you that little bit of an ankle move, which is awesome. So yeah, these are cool if you need to, if you got like small wrists like me. I have really small wrists, small ankles. I didn't want to break my foot because, you know, keeping a job is necessary in my life. So I suggest getting some sort of boot and not just going with tennis shoes. These things will fly right off your feet when you get in a wreck. They do not even attempt to stay on your feet. So unless you like road rash on the bottom of your toes and stuff like that, I mean, get at least a shoe with a strap. They do have a few pairs of, they're almost like tennis shoes, but they have this main strap here. Sorry, I'm moving the camera. Should have just put this thing on my head, which I might go do. Nah, well, we made it this far. But yeah, just something to keep the shoe on your foot for when you go down, or maybe you put your foot down in the middle of a turn like you're not supposed to because you're paranoid, and it keeps the shoe from flying off your foot. All good things. I got this thing on sale. It's a fly jacket. It's waterproof, but it gets soaked. So it does the outer layer doesn't even try to repel water. It's all the inner layer. But I got it on sale for $150, and it's got back armor and it's got elbow armor, which is, you know, more than most jackets. And I wear this thing 99% of the time now, just because it's so easy. Instead of, I'll get to that over there, but it's just you plop it on and you're good to go. So I recommend that. They go on sale a lot. Fly jacket. I'll try to find it and put it in the link. Pretty comfortable. I think it's a little short, but again, it's super easy. Alright, so now to the gloves, and pretty much this is exactly how I bought them. So, alright, so you can probably tell the audio in this video sucks horribly, but I got the head mount now, so we can go and look at these. The video cut out pretty bad right here, so I'm just going to redo this part. These are my Fox Dirt Paws, and I don't wear these on the street anymore. I did when I first started riding, but I mean, that's like maybe a millimeter of leather, so these would help me for about, I don't know, 0.1 seconds, and then it'd rip right through and I'd be my bare hand on asphalt. So I don't recommend these for street. A lot of people wear them. Like I said, it's your preference, what you want to do. I like my hands. I use them a lot, so I'm not going to be using these on the street. These are my off-road guys. And then you got these Speed Strength. They weren't too expensive. These aren't waterproof. The vents in the knuckles let in a lot of cold air, so if it's a little nippy, I don't like wearing these. These are my main gloves, though. I do wear these most of the time. They have little sliders, and if you can see that, I have no clue where the camera's pointing. These are nice. I like these. Not, like I said, not waterproof. They feel really durable. It actually has a huge chunk of leather right here along with the slider and on here. Fingertips probably not the best, but this is pretty much where you're going to be, right here, sliding the most. And it has 2 chunks of protection, so that along with your elbow padding, you're good to go. Alright, we'll get back to my other video where the audio keeps cutting out because I'm somehow managing to cover both of the microphone ports. Go me. If you stick through the video, there's also a little extra video where I try to start the video when I was missing stuff. It's kind of funny. Alright, thanks for hanging in there, guys. Bye. These are the first gear. They have the D30 blah 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 technology, which is pretty neat. I don't think these would do too amazing in a wreck, but they have this, which most gloves don't have. A lot of the snowmobile gloves and stuff like that do have these, and it's a windshield wiper for your thumb. And that comes in handy so much when you're riding, and maybe the coating that they put on your shield up there is kind of wearing off and water's not beating off as good. This thing comes in handy. You just do one little swipe across your face and you can see again. I wear these until it gets down into like the lower 40s because these will do just fine. And they keep my hands warm, and that's all I cared about when I bought these was I need my hands to be warm. And then at some point I couldn't handle these anymore because I was riding in. Being as broke as I was, I'd have to ride my bike every day no matter what the weather was, unless it was to the point where I couldn't get to work, so complete iced road or something like that. I did upgrade to these the same time I upgraded to that baklava thing over there. These saved my life hands-wise. I tried to put the little heat grips on my motorcycle and failed somehow. It was just like it'd kill the battery, so I took them off and my hands would be completely frozen because, you know, wind chill when you're going 60, 70 and it's 25 degrees outside, it gets pretty nippy really quick. And there was a couple days where I was riding where it was 7 degrees out. These things actually handled keeping my hands warm when it was 7 degrees out and I was riding, you know, 70 miles per hour into a 20-mile headwind. So these are the The Venture, they have the Thinsulate stuff in them. And then they're dead because it's been a while since I've ridden. Pretty much you just tap the button. They have 3 different heat settings. I recommend just having them on full blast. I think that lasts 3 hours. And they're really thick. They're comfortable. They have a rechargeable battery, so when you get home at night, just pull out. It charges both of them at the same time. Pull the battery out. Boop. Goes on the charger. Same with the other side. And you wake up in the morning. Before you go out, like 2 or 3 minutes before you go out, just turn them on full blast. And when you get on your bike, you have super toasty gloves. So these things are amazing. I recommend these. These are expensive, but you can't put a price on having toasty hands in 7-degree weather if you find yourself riding, which I had to. So awesome gloves. I recommend these 100% because, like I said, that's insane that they kept my hands warm when it was that cold out. So then this is what I got after my wreck, because this part of my arm got jacked pretty good. I went off the road, the low-sided, sliding on the ground with this jacket, which did its job, which was roll up my arm as fast as it possibly could and leave a bare arm for, you know, the gravel that I ended up rolling into. So good job, jacket. It didn't get hurt, as you can see. But at the same time, my arm got jacked up. So, I mean, if you could get any kind of elbow pad, this is what's going to hit the ground. I didn't hit my shoulder. My legs were fine. You're going to screw your elbows up 99% of the time. It's nice to have. Also, the back brace on this thing is good to go. I like it. I feel like if I slam down into my back or anything, that thing's going to keep me from screwing myself up pretty good. For wearing that, though, it's obviously kind of a summer deal. I would throw this jacket under it, but I'd also throw, you don't have to use Columbia, obviously. I got it as a gift, so I'm using it. Throw that under your normal jacket, and then throw that over the top of both of those things. And it keeps you super toasty, and to a point, obviously, but toasty and safe. So I'm not an all the gear all the time kind of guy. If I'm just going 2 miles up the street and I'm going 25 mile per hour roads, probably not going to fully gear up. I'm just going to be more alert about what I'm doing. So that's my gear. I went the cheap route. You don't see any crazy Alpine Star leather jackets, or you do see the Alpine Star bionic jacket thing, but that was also pretty cheap. Riding pants cheap. Knee pads instead of riding leathers. I mean, I could buy leathers, but most of my riding is 40 miles per hour, and I just don't see the point in going bankrupt for what I do believe would be good enough in a wreck. So obviously you can go crazy. It's whatever you feel safe, and that's the point, is if you feel safer with a $900 to $1,000 tracksuit on, go for it. If you feel safer having less and being able to maneuver around and feel comfortable, I mean, I've seen guys get off motorcycles at 70 and, you know, come out with a bruise and maybe a couple scratches, where other people come off at 70 and it looks like they've been mangled. So it's all a matter of perspective. So there's my gear. If you guys have any questions about it, go ahead and give me a comment. You can even private message me if you don't want your name out there. Whatever you got to do. I can point you to links to all my gear. The biggest piece of gear that I feel like is amazing are those gloves. Those gloves saved my life, hands-wise. I come to work and I literally get off the bike and just be sitting there in pain as I feel the blood slowly heat back up in my hands. I got skinny hands, so ugh. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. I know it was kind of long-winded, but there's my gear. My main setup is pretty much that jacket, jeans, these white gloves, a helmet, and I'm wearing the backpack now to work because I have to bring my own lunch because I got kind of spendy buying lunch at work. And then for shoes, like I said, if I'm doing any kind of riding where I feel like there's a 5% chance of me coming off the bike, it's these boots, no matter what. I don't want to deal with a broken ankle or a jacked up foot. But if I'm just riding to work, I know it's slow. The roads are huge, and when I go to work, there's barely any cars on the road. I will wear pretty much anything shoe-wise. I got these shoes. They're not even my style at all, but when I put them on, they were super comfortable, like beyond comfortable. I threw an insole in there. And these are my work shoes now, because standing for 12 hours is pretty painful, but I got these. They didn't pinch anywhere, and you know, whatever's comfortable at this point in my life. I could care less if I look like a dork. I just want to be comfortable. So, thank you guys. This is the Heckaton Shire out. Hello everybody, this is Heckaton Shire, and I'm going to do a gear video because why not? Alright, so I attempted to do a rain video today, which is why my rain stuff is wet, and I'm actually missing one thing. God damn it. Sacagawea. Alright, never mind.